rehearsal for a tournament, and we were still using the same technology, same TV, same laptops, same 4 guys every corner, using clickers, keeping an eye on the game, and no feedback leads to going into a fight not knowing how could you react to your opponent, which made me get bored and leading me to leave the sport. So this is how my idea came in. Smart Chess Guard project. I'm using the technology, harness data out of the sensors. So I'm plugging sensors into the chess guard, which detects pressure points, and then it streams data to the cloud, PLC, which is the ESP32. Then we store data and process it on Power BI, and finally feed to Power Machine Learning Studio to process it and get insights out of it. Okay, so this is the guide that basically I used to show the step-by-step process into showing the final picture of the weight of the cake and the temperature and the timing. I added here a pressure sensor. Unfortunately, I didn't receive my pressure sensor early, although I made an order of it a month ago. It didn't really come in time, so I just used a prototype instead. First of all, we start with the ESP32. ESP32, you could just consider it as a train station for data. It just receives data and sends it into the Azure. Going from there, it goes to the IoT hub. And from the IoT hub, it goes to the stream analysis, and stream analysis queries it. So after it queries it, it sends it into Cosmos DB. Finally, machine learning comes in, where it could, the reason I used machine learning is because it could, to put it into words simply, it could predict how many points the player could get in the second round. So from the first round, it could predict how many points he could get in the second round. By the way, this is just for rehearsal, this is not for a tournament. Tournament is a whole different project. First of all, in cloud infrastructure, we got all of these services that I was using: storage account, stream analysis job, IoT hub, event hub namespace. The reason I used event hub instead of IoT hub is because first of all, it's 40 times cheaper, and second of all, event hub is perfect for my project because I'm only accepting one-way data. I'm not using two-way data. I'm not sending data back into the devices. I'm only accepting data. So IoT device. So this is all of the devices that were all of the service devices that were queried down. You got temperature, humidity, ESP32. You got sensors, all types of that stuff that was queried down. And this is a picture of the plot of the stream analysis. I'm going to show you the demo that I had. Right here. Okay. So this is actual live. It's going on. It's any time.
So I'm just now taking the readings out of the sensors.
Yeah, it's
and
taking
plotting them directly.
That will happen. It's the actual lifetime.
Good.
Yeah. Next, we have the workbench extension. This is what I use to program it. So if you please allow me to show you this. Okay, so you see that. Hold on. Yeah. So this is the workspace. This is the workbench that I was using. I used this one. Hold on. Yeah, I used the provision Azure service. It made it quite easier for me to find to basically see if the lifetime is actually working or not. It made it much easier, much easier actually. Yeah, going on, we have. It's not really going well with Mac. Next we have Cosmo DB. So this is basically the same thing, except it loads more and more of the data. It's like if you go into the Visual Studio, you would see the time, and if you go back into Cosmo DB, you would see actually the same time. So you would know that it's actual real time. So if you allow me to demonstrate if you.
Just a question.
Yeah.
What's the use of the Cosmos DB here?
What?
What's the use of a Cosmos DB?
It's the final stage.
So storing the data after we read.
Yeah, instead of using Azure Storage, we're using this Cosmo DB because it's much better.
Okay. Why is it better?
I just had a few malfunctions with Azure Storage,
Okay.
so I'm using Cosmo DB, which is much better.
Okay. But can you tell me just a reason why didn't you use just a simple SQL database, for example? Why Cosmos?
I don't know. I mean, I'm going on with my coach. That's my dad.
What's the level of contribution of the coach to the project?
I'm 50-50.
50-50.
Okay. So yeah. So you can see right here, if I load more, right, actually proof. If I load more, I'm just keep on scrolling down and it's just showing you more and more data every minute. It's just.
So with the data, it
keeps
is
on going, yeah.
the time and pressure from a specific sensor
So
on
this is
the.
what happens. So you have pressure point, you have a sensor,
Yeah.
right? For every pressure point, it collects data
Yes.
and it's sent
Yeah.
to the ESP32.
Mhm.
The ESP32 goes into the event hub. I'm using event hub instead of IoT hub.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. From the IoT hub, it's queried down
Mm-hmm.
and sent to Cosmo TV,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And as I said, this is actually live time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, for simple query, in Taekwondo, actual matches time is really crucial. So you got 3 minutes for every round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got 3 rounds, 3 minutes.
Every second counts.
I
I
think,
need
for
more
every second,
points.
yeah, you got 180 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So for every second, there's like data going through. You know, like there could be 1 point, there could be 2 points for every second. You know, right? So for my sensor, I applied 8 kg. In actual real life, real kick would be more than 160 kg to 170 kg.
Mm-hmm.
But for a prototype, I'm using 8 kg. Anything below 8 kg will not be queried. So like a brief kick would not be accepted. It should be a clear hit. Yeah. Of course, in reality, strikes reach 150, 1500.
Help me understand one thing related to Taekwondo, not related to the technology. What if the hit is illegal and it's not gonna count? If the hit is illegal,
Yeah.
or the hit is like, because I'm hitting, but sometimes judges don't count the hits, right?
Yeah.
Have we taken that into the consideration?
You're hitting, and it's not, no. This is just to see your weaknesses. You not your strengths.
Okay.
Okay, so you're just seeing how many points are scored on you.
On you, not the,
Yeah.
the ones that you are.
In Taekwondo, you have gloves and you have socks, so you could apply sensors.
The same concept?
Yeah,
Okay.
sensors, and you can see your strengths as well.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
So you have aggregation query. Aggregation query is a window that lets data in for every 5 seconds. It adds up all data and gives you a final answer. Okay, and we reach to Power BI. So in Power BI for Mac, you all know that you can download it into Mac, right? So I did a last minute modify. This is the one. It's not really that good, but it's all I had.
No, that's more than enough. At least you have the idea of doing the visualization of the hits.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, so in Power BI, I use the Excel sheet. The height of the bar is the weight of the kick, and how many bars are how many kicks are in 3 minutes.
What about the colors?
Guys, just tell differences.
Between?
Just tell differences between every minute, every second.
So it's time or sensors?
Both.
So what, help me understand, we have three factors here.
Okay.
Time,
Okay.
sensor,
Sensors.
and weight of the kick,
Yeah.
right? So
Weight of the kick is
which is which?
no. The height of the bar
Or the height of the bar is the weight.
is the weight of the
Clear.
kick. How many bars is how many kicks,
Okay.
and time is in 3 minutes. So you got 1 round, 3 minutes. Like I said.
No, I
So the
mean,
color
you
has no weight. It's
Yeah.
just to show it's a new function. So
Yeah.
it's
So-
a new.
So that's partition over a single round of 3 minutes. So 3 minutes every round.
where is the sensors? That's one question. Where is the different sensors so that I know which place of the body is being hit? Well, that's not taken into consideration.
That's been taken into
Ah,
consideration.
cool.
Okay, so you have this is basically the same thing. This is the weight of the kick, and this is the same thing. Both of them are the same. Just this is a linear, and this is
Yeah, sure.
chill, right? Yeah, and we come into supervised learning. So supervised learning, I'm not really that experienced, but I try my best to collect as much data as much information as I could in a short amount of time. We come into linear regression. So in linear regression, this is where I take the data, I clean it, I edit it. Hold up, let me show you. So I showed you the data right here, right? So you don't-
Yeah, I want to show see the
you
result.
don't need all of this. You just need all these three: the strike, the time, and the ID.
Exactly.
Right. So this is you don't need. So you just clear it and you could edit it.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah. So you clean it, you edit it, and then you split the data. 70% is going to train model, and 30% is going into the score model. Right. So I'm training the data to predict the amount of points that are going to be scored or new on the next round.
According to the historical data.
And according to the first round, it's not going to know anything. But on the second round, it might give you a prediction of how many points might be scored in depending on the first round, right?
And imagine that you put 10 matches results in here as your training data. So it's not really, it does not really need to be on a match per match basis, but it can be having all the historical data of all the matches in the future.
Yeah.
Good one. Good one.
And finally, you got the rock curve. Oh, look, wait a minute, just this one is not supposed to be. Okay, so this is not what I was hoping to get. So I was really disappointed when I got this. I was supposed to get a linear that was meant to be like that.
It's a machine learning, man.
Yeah.
You don't get expectations.
Yeah,
Seriously.
but my coach told me to work on this, but he told me you basically worked a whole week on this and you didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Because the true positive and the true negative is not really balanced. I got good accuracy, but if they're not balanced, you're not going to get the correct linear that you're looking for. This is also connected by mathematics. It's all consolidated quite well. I guess I didn't really work well on my mathematics, so yeah.
So on the commercial aspect of this, do you feel like there is a need? So because you're in Taekwondo and you see other.
No, I stopped it a while ago.
Yeah, but just because the project that you're kind of studying here is related to Taekwondo and so on. Do you feel like there is a need for unsupervised learning? Because you said that you stopped going because you felt there was no growth. So
See,
this is to address that concern,
see,
correct?
when I was competing, my parents would always be there, and imagine if parents see how Taekwondo got, because we were using the same ways decades, right? We were using the same TV, same computers, everything was always the same for decades. Imagine if parents see Taekwondo so advanced, and they will give you like a coach will come to you and give you a paper of the feedback from your results. That would be a big. It would trigger first the parents that would be like, wow, this is really advanced, and it's look how from one place to another, right?
Yeah.
And it would be a really big business for clubs, Taekwondo clubs, and so on.
Can I ask you, would the user here be the person who is in the Taekwondo class or the Institute of Taekwondo? So from my perspective, I'm looking at it as well, you could do comparisons, right? So you'd say, okay, in this Taekwondo Institute, these are the top players, they could compete against nationals. So who are your user base for your product? Is it the school of Taekwondo or is it individual users?
Individual. Evolution. So it's
Yeah.
for every player his own data.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or for the coach to decide
But
who's
it
better
is-
in the team and how he
like I
can
said,
enhance you,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but like
Can
I
work
said,
both ways.
it's not for tournaments, it's for rehearsals. Because
Yeah.
you're going into a tournament not knowing anything, but with this you could go and you know that, okay, so I worked on this, that, I should apply it into the tournament, right?
Mhm.
So it will be a great feedback from your coach. Future implementation, I will be using better ML Model S. It will be much better than those. They are just simple prototypes that just got the things going. Including warning vibrators from two-way data stream. So in the future, if I adopt this project and just keep on working on it, I would hope to, instead of using Event Hub, I'll be using IoT Hub, so that with the vibrators, same thing with the sensors, I'll be plugging vibrators. So for it could alert the player that it would vibrate for him that you're getting hit on too many times on this side. You should cover or switch up your tactics,
Mhm.
right? And finally is analysis string from data from gloves and socks. Like we discussed, gloves and socks should have some sensors, so it could help the coach see what's his offense and defense.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, good work.
Great.
Alright, moment of truth, I have a question,
Yeah.
and I need an honest answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
From a coaching perspective, how much code that we got from the coach?
50%.
50%?
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you, impressive.
Thank you.
Great.
Have
Very
you
innovative.
have you presented at AI Hackfest before?
No.
Okay, thank you.